Welcome to our first lesson in the magnetism and electromagnetism unit of Physics GCSE. Today we will introduce the fundamental characteristics of magnets. We will first discuss the poles of magnets and their attractive and repellent properties. Then we will touch on which materials are magnetic. Every magnet has two distinct poles, a north pole and a south pole. These are the points where the magnetic forces are at their strongest. You might visualize it as the ends of a bar magnet, where the pull or push is most noticeable. As we can see in this video, when two magnets are brought close to each other, they exert forces on each other. These forces depend on the poles that are facing each other. Like poles repel, this means that if you try to bring the south pole of one magnet close to the south pole of another magnet, or north pole to north pole, they will push each other away. This happens because like poles have the same type of magnetic force, causing repulsion. On the other hand, unlike poles attract. If the north pole of one magnet is brought close to the south pole of another, they will pull towards each other. This attraction occurs because opposite poles have different magnetic forces. Importantly, these interactions demonstrate a non-contact force. Magnets can attract or repel each other even without touching, showing that their magnetic fields extend over a distance. The region around a magnet where its force can be felt is called the magnetic field. Even if there is a gap between two magnets, this field can exert a force, which is evident when you feel the attraction or repulsion without the magnets actually touching. Certain metals, such as iron and nickel, are known as magnetic materials because they are attracted to magnets. Other metals, like copper and aluminium, are not attracted and are termed non-magnetic.
Are magnetic materials like iron attracted to both poles of a magnet?
Yes, a key point to remember is that the force between a magnet and a magnetic material is always one of attraction. For instance, a piece of iron will always be pulled towards a magnet no matter which pole of the magnet is near the iron. This behavior differs from the interaction between two magnets, where the force can be either attractive or repulsive, depending on the poles. Simply put, a magnet will always attract iron, but it may either attract or repel another magnet based on pole orientation. Great work! That's the end of our lesson today. Let's quickly recap. We first noted that magnets have two distinct poles, north and south. Whilst like poles repel, unlike poles attract. These forces act on each other even when the magnets are not touching each other, demonstrating an example of a non-contact force. We then learned about magnetic materials such as iron and non-magnetic materials such as copper. Finally, we noted that magnetic materials such as iron are attracted to both poles of a magnet. See you next lesson! Watch the rest of the GCSE Physics course at Sophos Education.